Do you want to save time and make better quality videos? Well, I'm not normally a process guy, but this 8-step checklist for filming has saved me entire projects and a ton of time on every shoot over the years. So we're going to run through this simple pre-shoot process to help you avoid issues and to speed up your production process, no matter what videos you're creating. Hey, it's Justin Brown here from Primal Video. We release a ton of content to help you get better results with your videos faster. If you're new here, then make sure you click that subscribe button, and all the links to everything we mention in this video, you can find linked in the description box below. So let's jump into it. Now, a lot can go wrong with filming, and if you're still here, then the chances are you've experienced that firsthand. Best case, you lose some time. Worst case, well, I've lost entire projects in the past, and I really don't want to talk about it. But over the years, with each mistake, we've built a solid pre-shoot process to prevent all the common issues that pop up and save a ton of time during each shoot. I'm going to step you through the process now so you can start using it for your own videos. And stick around, because once we're done with the pre-shoot checklist, we're going to cover the number one thing you need to do ASAP after finishing your shoot that most people don't do or forget about until it's too late. Like I did those 2 or 3 times when I lost an entire shoot's worth of footage. Right, so it's checklist time, which means handy progress bar. Okay, so there, let's go. Step number 1 is to prepare your notes. Now this is really, really important because you don't want to be fumbling around and thinking about what you want to say in your videos. You need to prepare everything up front. So have an outline of what you want to say, or better yet, write out word for word. It'll really depend on your delivery style and what works best for you. But if you know exactly what you're going to say and all the points you need to hit in your video, that's going to speed up the entire filming process. And it's also going to make sure that you don't miss anything while you're filming. Step number 2 is to check your gear. Now this is where you want to make sure that you've got everything that you need to be able to film. So all your microphones, your cameras, your batteries, your spare memory cards, everything that you're going to need to film. If you can have a checklist so you can tick everything off to make sure you've got everything, then that is ideal. The last thing you want to do is to rock up, get ready to shoot, and find that you're missing something that could have been on your checklist. So make sure you've got batteries, make sure you've got backup batteries or spare batteries ready to go. Make sure that they are charged. Make sure you've got memory cards, enough memory cards to last the amount of time you're shooting. It's also a good idea to have extras in case you end up filming for longer. So all of these things can prevent a whole heap of heartache later if you're in the middle of shooting and you run out of storage for your filming, or you run out of batteries so that your camera switches off. So it's all about preparation. Prepare your script, prepare your gear, make sure you've got everything, and it'll make your filming much more seamless. Now, depending on your gear, the camera and the lights that you're using, it may be possible to power some of those things off mains power so that you don't need to rely on batteries. Now, if that's possible for you, then it's something that I would highly recommend because it removes the chances of things going flat or turning off while you're in the middle of shooting. Step number 3 is to set everything up. So this is where you're going to put your camera on your tripod, set it up to the correct height. You're going to set up your lights, get those organized and to the right brightness levels. Set up your microphones, whether it's your wired lapel, wireless lapel, or shotgun microphone. This is where you're going to plug everything in and get everything ready to go. Step number 4 is a big one. This is where you're going to set up your camera. So the first thing you'll need to do, obviously, is turn the camera on. Make sure that you've got your memory card in. Quickly do a check on the memory card to make sure that there is nothing that you don't need on there, and then format the memory card. So then you want to check your recording format settings in your camera as well. So it could be that you're recording to things like an MP4 file or an MOV file. So you want to pick the one that's right for your camera. You also want to set your resolution. So 1080p, 720p, 4K, again, depending on your camera and your workflow, and also lock down your frame rate as well. So it could be 24 frames per second, 25, it could be 30 frames per second. Now, if you're looking for a full detailed walkthrough on the settings and the ideal settings for setting up your DSLR mirrorless or point and shoot camera, or even your iPhone or smartphone, then check out the video linked up on screen where we cover off all the settings and to help you decide the best settings for you. So in this step, it's all about locking down your camera settings and double checking that everything is as you want for your recording. So even if you're positive that all the settings are 100% correct from your last shoot, it's still worth double checking just in case you might have changed something. Maybe you kicked your camera into slow motion mode or a higher frame rate to do some B-roll footage. You want to double check every time you shoot to make sure that everything is as you want it. Step number 5 is where you're gonna set up and frame your shot. So the first thing to do here is to make sure that your camera is level. So you can either use the spirit level on your tripod if you've got one. If you don't have one of those, a lot of cameras have a built-in level system that you can bring up on the display to show that it's level. If you don't have either of those two, then you're stuck to using your eyes to see if everything looks straight and looks level. And the way that you can do this is to look at any vertical lines in your shot and make sure that they are actually vertical, or look at the horizon. So you want to make sure that any straight lines are as close to being straight as possible. Now, when you're framing your shot, I'm a big fan of using the rule of thirds. If you're not sure what that is, then check out the video linked up here for a full walkthrough and a full explanation of what it is. So we try to stick as close to that as we can for an aesthetically pleasing shot. But really, the big thing here is to make sure that you've got an interesting looking shot without everything just framed in the middle of your frame. So if you're creating a video with someone or yourself in it, then you can position them slightly to the left or slightly to the right, off center, to make the shot more interesting. Step number 6 is to lock down your focus, your exposure, and your white balance. It's really important to have all of these 3 things on manual so they're not going to be changing throughout your shot. So your focus, that's a simple one. Make sure that you are in focus, or that whatever it is that you're filming is in focus and not out of focus or blurry. The exposure is the brightness or darkness of your shot. So you can normally adjust things like your ISO, your shutter speed, or your aperture, and setting and locking down your white balance is just as important. So this is the color temperature, or really the look and feel of the video you're creating. So you can totally change the look and feel by getting this wrong or changing it to how you'd like. The presets, and using the presets in most cameras, is where I would suggest that you start, and it's normally good enough for most shooting conditions. So you normally get presets for things like sunny day, cloudy day, fluorescent lights, tungsten lights. There's a heap of presets that are built into most cameras. And just by cycling through and either picking your scenario or picking the one that looks best for the look that you're after is a great place to start. Some cameras will also give you more advanced options where you can type in the Kelvin number, or the color temperature number that you'd like to set your camera towards, in which case you want to set it to match the lights that you're using in your scene. So for example, the lights that I'm using in my room right here now to light me up are 5500 Kelvin color temperature. So I normally set my camera to 5500 or close to it to get a decent looking shot. So the main reason you want to lock down your focus, your exposure, and your white balance and kick them out of auto mode and into manual is so that you've got full control over these settings. If you just leave them to auto and let your camera decide what they should be, there's a high risk that they're going to change during your shoot. So if a cloud comes over, then your white balance may change, your exposure may change to try and compensate for the change in your environment. So you want to make sure that you've locked everything down so that nothing is changing, and as that cloud moves away, you go back to the exact same shot you had before. So it's all about locking everything down and putting the power back to you instead of leaving everything on auto. Step number 7 is to do a test run. So stand in position, get your microphone and everything sorted, press record, and what you want to do is to talk for 10 to 20 seconds as if you were presenting your video, and then go back and check. And if you can, plug in a set of headphones and really listen to the audio, make sure that it is loud enough and it's exactly how you want, and obviously look at the shot as well to make sure that it is bright enough, that the colors are right, that it is how you want your video to be. The last thing you want to find is that you get back to your editing and there was something wrong with the video, or there was something wrong with the audio, especially if you could have easily done a quick test to make sure that everything was right before you spent however long recording your videos. We've all been there, probably don't want to be there again, so it's a good idea to do a test shoot first. And step number 8 is to record your video. So when you're recording your video, you can actually now relax because you know that you've gone through this checklist, you know that everything is set up correctly, you know that your file formats are all right, you know that your exposure is right, you know that you're in focus, your audio and video, everything is on point. Now you can focus on creating the content. So now that we've gone through the 8-step pre-shoot checklist, it's now time for that number 1 thing to remember as soon as you're done with your shoot. Yes, I'm talking about backups. I know what you're thinking, that's it? Yep, backups is so important, and over the years I've made excuses to not do it quite a few times immediately after finishing a shoot. And that decision always comes back to bite you in the ass. So what you need to do is, as soon as possible, the moment you've finished your shoot, start backing up the footage. At least keep them on the SD card, keep a copy on your laptop or on your computer. The moment that you can duplicate your footage so that it's not just in one place is the best thing you can do. That feeling you get when you realize you've just lost an entire day's worth of footage or an entire shoot's worth of footage is definitely not a good one. So wherever possible, as soon as you can after shooting or even while you're shooting, start the backup process. Try to duplicate your footage as you go. You want to have at least 2 copies of everything just in case. But ideally then at the nearest opportunity, duplicate your footage again so that you've got it still on your SD cards as an absolute backup. It might be on your laptop then as your primary backup, and then on an external hard drive as a second copy. So this is really, really important, and I can't stress this enough. Backups are so important. And I know that it's a pain and you might just want to pack up your shoot for the day and get out of there, but back up because you don't want to have to shoot it again, or you don't have to tell your clients that you don't have their footage anymore, even if it's not your fault that you've got a faulty SD card or your laptop dies. Now, if you want to know the different types of hard drives that we use for editing and for backups, I'll throw a link up in the cards now just to help you remove any excuses around creating these backups. Now that you've got your pre-shoot process sorted, let's talk about speeding up your editing. We've put together a free PDF guide on the ultimate video editing and production process to help you save time and reduce rework. And it's linked on screen right now for you to grab and get started. I'll see you soon.